Alright, here we go. Real-time trenchless sewer pull. What you're seeing right now is a machine building steady tension on the cable. That up and down motion isn't for show. That's how the puller locks in, grabs the line, and delivers clean, controlled power through the old sewer alignment. Listen to the machine, that steady hum. That's exactly what I want to hear. No surging, no fighting, no hesitation. When the tone says consistent like this, it tells me the hydraulics are running smooth and the cable has the right amount of tension. If it was off, you'd hear it immediately. Now look at the ground. You'll see the soil moving a little, almost like it's breathing. That's totally normal. That's the burst head underground pushing through the old pipe to transfer pressure up to the surface. When I see that dirt shift, I know the head in advance that the new pipe is coming in right behind it. The soil is on the softer side, which is actually pretty ideal for a pull like this. Soft ground gives head room to open up the line to slide the new pipe in without a fight. But I'm still watching. Soft soil can go both ways. It can help you, or it can make the machine want to sink if you're not paying attention. That's why we brace everything and keep an eye on the pit. The cable is moving exactly how I want. Steady, controlled, no bounce, no slack. When the cable runs clean like this, it tells me my head is cutting through the old pipe the way it should, and everything underground is staying in line. You might notice the vibration in the soil and the wood around the pit. That's the force transferring through the whole system. The machine, the cable, the bursting head, the new pipe. Everything is working together right now. When all those elements sync up, that's when the trenchless pull becomes smooth instead of stressful. Right now, we're in a sweet spot. Machine stable, ground response is normal, tension is perfect, and the head is moving exactly where it's supposed to be going. This is the proper trenchless pull looks like when everything is dialed in, controlled, steady, and on grade. And with the machine locked in, and the pull running exactly the way it should, this is the point where we shift from all that underground force to the moment everybody wants to see. Now we're moving into the breakout, where the bursting head does its job and the new SDR pipe starts making its way through. Then I walk up the stairs, and the first thing I see is the new SDR17 pipe slowly making its way through the other side. You can see the white pipe sliding in nice and clean. That's exactly what we want. Steady movement, no stops, no tension spikes. That tells me the bursting head is clearing everything inside the old line, and the new pipe is tracking perfectly behind it. SDR17 pipe is no lightweight. This pipe has structure. It has rigidity. And when it's pulling through like this, you know the machine is doing its job correctly. The key is consistent rate of travel. If the pipe lunges and hesitates, that's when you worry about friction points underground. But here, this is clean. This is the kind of pull you want every single time. You'll notice how the pipe almost looks like it's floating on rails. But that's because the bursting head is opening up the path precisely. It's fracturing the old clay pipe, pushing the soil outwards just enough, and pulling the new line right in place. The whole system is working in harmony. The puller, the cable, the head, the soil conditions, everything is communicating. Right here, I keep my eye on the rate of movement. You never want to rush this part. Too fast, or you can overstress the pipe or overrun the head. Too slow and you'll lose tension. But this speed, this is the sweet spot. Smooth, controlled, predictable, exactly how trenchless should look. Everything about this job is running exactly the way it should. The pull is smooth and the machine is steady, and the pipe is advancing with zero resistance. As I'm watching the pipe slide in, something catches my eye off to the side. That's an old clawfoot bathtub sitting in the yard. You don't see those every day. Well, back to the pull. The pipe is still moving perfectly, straight, steady with no torque, no wobble. When you see it glide in like this, you know the bursting head is tracking right down the center of the old line. This is the kind of job you hope for every time. Everything's cooperating, everything is still in sync. Remember, this is a play-by-play, and this is a very long video, so please bear with me. The more this pipe moves, the clearer it is to me that everything underneath is dialed in perfectly. I'm so happy. You can see how consistent the motion is. No jumps, no hesitations, still no fighting the system. That tells me the bursting head is breaking through the old line still and maintaining its perfect path. When the head stays true, the new pipe, always will follow without a problem. This is exactly why prep work matters. When you camera the line, you locate it properly, open up the pit at the right depth, and you set your puller on solid footing. The job ends up looking like this. Controlled, predictable, and honestly, pretty satisfying to watch. Or at least just satisfying to me. I'm watching the pipe's entry angle too. That's one of the best indicators during a trenchless job. If the pipe dips, twists, or loads up on one side, that means the head is drifting and hitting resistance. But here, look how straight it's coming in. Perfectly centered. That means the path underground is opening evenly and staying on grade. You can also see the pipe maintaining its shape the whole way through. The SDR17 doesn't flex easy. And when it comes smooth like this, you know the forces underground are balanced. The puller is applying the right amount of pressure, the cable tension is consistent, and the soil is giving just enough without collapsing. It's exactly the kind of environment you want for a long-lasting replacement. Every few seconds, I glance back at the machine, still humming steady, still holding its rhythm. The sound tells me everything I need to know. If the tones change, that means the load changes. But today, it's been locked in from the start. You don't get many pulls like this that's clean, but when you do, you pay attention. And meanwhile, that old clawfoot tub is still sitting there in the yard like watching this whole operation. A piece of the past literally standing next to the future of this plumbing system. It's a cool contrast, a reminder of where this house started and where it's going. But right here, right now, we're focused on this line. The pipe is traveling at a perfect pace. The machine is doing its job, and the system is transitioning from a failing sewer line to a brand new one that's going to last for decades. This is what Trenchless is all about. Minimal disruption, maximum upgrade, and a clean replacement without tearing up the whole freaking property. Now that the pipe is pulled, we walk back down to the pit. And this is where the real payoff begins. All the boys are just so satisfied and happy that this is over. And pretty soon, you'll be able to see the bursting head finally emerge out of the ground. At this moment, it tells us that the project is complete and the new pipe is fully seated underground. Everything we did up to now, the tension, the alignment, that leads to this moment. The plumber shuts down the machine and starts taking everything apart. This part is all real time, nothing staged. First step is break down the hydraulic power unit. We lay it down on its side, disconnect the hydraulic hoses, bleed off any pressure, and remove the locking hardware that keeps the puller stable during the entire burst. The next step, he pulls the retaining nut off the front plate. That plate is what held the cable and machine anchored against the timber bracing while the force was being applied. Once the nut is off, the whole assembly loosens so we can free the wheel and the hydraulic housing. Fabian hands me the nut, and at this moment, I put my phone down to help pick up the hydraulic wheel. That thing is heavy, and it's coated in wet soil from the pit. Then the steel pressure plate gets pulled out. Every component removed here tells a story about the force that we just ran through this pit. All that torque, all that tension, all that pressure, it passed through these pieces. Next, we start by removing the big 2x4 or the 4x4 timber from the hole. This was embedded deep into the soft, muddy soil to stabilize the puller. You can see how wet and loose the environment is down there. This is why we brace everything. Without these timbers, the machine would have sunk into the ground during the burst. Debería de tener un house trap todo en esa troca. And voila, there it is, the Cape pipe in all its glory, full of roots, that steel wire going right through it. And at this moment, I do the balancing act. I'm trying to get a good shot. Fabian's definitely blocking me, but he gives me a little skimmy. Look at that clay pipe coming out. It's broken. It's been there for over 100 years. I hand the nut to the boys, and here it is. Look at this pipe just break. And now I'm just going to be quiet and let you guys enjoy the video because I think I've talked enough already. Alright, I'm back. And at this moment, he starts sledgehammering the pipe, banging it through. This helps expose the bursting head and give it enough room to come out clearly. You can hear each strike, controlled hit, breaking through decades of old material so the head can finally free itself out of this old line. And right there, you see it, a massive root wrapped around the clay pipe. The entire sewer line was clogged with roots, and this big one had been riding along the whole time. Pulls it out and he sets it aside. Finally, the steel bursting head starts making its way through the pit. A few more taps with the sledgehammer, breaking the last bit of clay around it. And the head slides forward. That's the end of the pull, ladies and gentlemen. The machine did its job. The head did its job, and the new line is officially in the ground.